as always and always on point, and I think I wanted to talk about this GMO seeds and it's just unfortunate really that we have a government that people that don't really care, about the impacts because there are also ecological impacts of actually using that GMO and what it can destroy and our inability to actually even plant our own homegrown seeds after you may have planted the GMO seeds in that soil. It becomes useless. So again, we're looking at, we're looking at another, I don't know, catastrophe down the line because again, like the previous caller said, if you're not able to purchase this GMO seeds again, and then you say, okay, let's go back to what we've always had from time immemorial, then it becomes difficult to actually plant or to find the soil that will actually be able to actually plant those your homegrown seeds from, you know. So I don't know the problem that Tinubu's government is creating for that, and I'm not even sure that this is just from Tinubu's government because I think they've been trying this thing even since Buhari's time.
Yes.
Okay, so this is not a case of okay, Bill Gates just showed up. He's been planting. He's been doing the legwork since Buhari's time. So this is now the how that put it, the culmination of all his efforts.
Frequenting Nigeria under
Exactly.
Buhari as well. But it's just that
It's
it's under
exactly
this Tinubu that they are actually really launching it as a
launching it and
agricultural policy. See, Cham, they've actually launched it. I'm investigating to know all the states that have subscribed. Indeed, people need to know. They have to know.
They have to know. And what is so sad is that you have a minister of agriculture who is coming to tell you about this. I think they take Nigerians a lot for granted, and even Nigerians themselves, because I know that a lot of people are pushing back and saying, no, we don't want these GMO seeds. But it's quite possible that during the course of your investigation, you'll find out that they've only told you after the fact. They've already even started planting all of this.
I mean, they said the Minister of Agriculture said, right, that they have already distributed the seed to farmers in 11 states. He didn't mention the states.
He didn't mention the states.
This, that. So that we can easily tell people that, listen, they're already growing the GMO in your state. And like you said, the ecological problem of it is this. If they cultivate 10,000 acres of land and grow GMO on it, that 10,000 acres of land is permanently ruined for life.
It's permanently ruined for life.
You can only grow GMO on it. You can no longer go back and grow maize anymore. It's useless.
Do you know what, my group? I don't really want to take a lot of time because, again, like I said, your talk, your presentation, everything is always spot on. And I think anybody who wants to get information, you've made it clear.
It's like research. Exactly. I encourage people to do further. Read more. Don't take my word. Go read more.
I mean, you've been talking about the GMO. I went online and said, okay, what's the case against the GMO? And I started reading it. This is a disaster waiting down the line. I'm actually fed up of the West and their influence. I'll be very honest with you. Sometimes when I dream about, how Africa can get out of its current situation, I imagine asking anyone in diaspora to actually return to the continent and locking that continent and closing the continent off from international interaction, because none of the interactions that we've had as a continent with, between us and the West has benefited that continent in any way, shape, or form. Not in education, not in economics, not in culture, even. Do you understand? The things that we even believe are right and we've held through, right? We start to change our mind because they told us that that's, their way is enlightened and progressive and all of this and that. Meanwhile, it is a way that leads to, how I put it, the decline of society. Even their own societies are in decline, but they're not going to tell you that, right? So, I just imagine that their interactions with us are just a disaster unto its people. And I just want people to wake up and start. I said this thing yesterday, and I said that every time I come on this platform, I'm going to keep saying I'm pushing people. Listen, you need to take your country back. You need to take your land back. You need to push these people because they're not there for you. Like the previous caller said, you plant this GMO, it becomes an ecological disaster for us. Not only ecological disasters, but even health issues. Because people think that science is God. Science is not God. Science doesn't have all the answers.
No.
If you want any proof, COVID is a very recent proof. They told us that, don't take the vaccine, don't take the vaccine, you'll be fine, this and that. And at the end of the day, look at all the health implications that have come up for people who have taken that vaccine, right? So science doesn't have all the answers. But to them, science is God. And look at now, they produce this GMO seeds. What is going to give birth to down the line, we don't even know. And like some other commenters are saying, we already have a compromised health system. So who is going to deal with the impact or the fallout of all of these experiments that they're carrying on in the country? And again, it still boils down to what their desire for the continent is. And Africa without Africans. If the GMO is going to finally take us out, all well and good. Less of us to deal with. So my people, let's do what we need to do to save ourselves and so that we can have a people on a continent to come back to. Otherwise, it'll be a different demographic in the continent.
Appreciate that. Okay, let me take another one as well. All right. You have a good evening. Okay, so that's a charm, ladies and gentlemen. Here is another caller on the line. Hello.
Yeah, Maya Good General.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Lake City again.
Hi there, Lake City.
Yeah.
How you doing today?
Yes. Yeah, good. So, just a quick one. I just first, as usual, I just want to thank you for what you've been doing and the effort you've been putting into this podcast of yours. Is a very, very wonderful podcast, and I always encourage everybody I know to join in the podcast and learn, because this is some kind of education you're giving a whole lot of us here. So thank you very much.
To do this to get educated myself, you know that. So thank you so
much.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. So not to take much of your time, I just have like 3 things to talk about. First is the $700 million aircraft for the presidential jet. I mean, like, in a time when we've been talking about cutting costs of governance and everything, and they are bringing this now, and he has the guts to even give the contract to his friend. I mean, like, Nigeria is, I think we're in trouble, and I don't see any light in the end of the tunnel. There is no hope. There is no hope at all. And now I read somewhere that he flew to South Africa, and I read that the plane he used to go to South Africa was the same Shagori's jet. 100%. That was what he used.
Not check. Oh my God, I forgot the registration number. I'll look for it. Okay, you can easily tell the owner of a aircraft by checking the tail number of the plane. You will see a number there.
Exactly.
Right? You can search it.
Exactly.
It will tell you the owner. It will even tell you even if another management is managing it for him. Shagori has left his plane for the past 1 month. They just only told us he used it to South Africa. He's been using it everywhere for a while. Nigeria president.
Yeah. I mean, and do you think it is for free?
It is not for free, of course, absolutely. But I'm talking about the putting
he's going to be paying
the president of a country in the hand of a private foreign citizen. Baba, there is an implication for that. It's like Joe Biden, right? Joe Biden flying in one of his friends from Lebanese or one of his friends from
paying him, paying him also
from American money.
Paying him. Exactly. I mean, it's
Nigeria is not real.
No,
it's unreal. But yeah. Second point.
Yeah, second point. I'm talking about Ojukwu, and I just want to mention that when Ojukwu ran for president, he lost his local government. Not talk about Anambra. He lost Anambra, but he lost his local government. During the Anambra people voted for Obasanjo. Anambra people voted for Obasanjo twice. Yes, they voted for Yaradua. They voted for Jonathan
and Ijoman.
Yeah. Yes. So I think he even lost in his polling unit. I'm not quite sure, but I think Ojukwu lost in his polling unit. So it wasn't about
the whole rejection was so real that even
It
the
was-
Igbos that
it wasn't
voted
a
against him
rejection.
felt embarrassed. Like, it shouldn't be that bad now. Oh.
It wasn't a rejection per se. I wouldn't call it a rejection because he's loved. But you know, the Anambra voters most times, you know, they vote not because of really, sometimes not because of sentiment. If they just believe that, you know, you are better, you know, they will rally around you and then, you know, vote for you. I think that is what really happened. You know, and he wasn't, I don't think he felt bad about it. At least he got his state when P2B came in as an Abga governor. So I think he was satisfied with having a state.
It's like they
Irrespective of
compensated
that,
him with that, and he was able to get to be. Oh, I get that. You're right. Okay.
So that is it. And talking about the GMO seeds, it's really heartbreaking, you know, talking about these things. And we know that there's nothing we can do about it. I know that the seed is already here. There's virtually nothing we can do about it. And this is like when these seeds are coming in, we are addicted. It's just like someone giving someone a hard drug and you are addicted to it. You can't do without it. The supply will keep supplying you. That is how it is.
And it will keep selling you, it will keep determining how much you'll be able to afford to buy
Price?
as well. If you wake up tomorrow and says, I'm no longer selling it to you for that price anymore, you can't go anywhere else.
You
cannot even say, okay, you know what? I don't even want your GMO anymore. Oh, I'll go buy corn, Jerry, and plant it.
You have no option. You have no option. This man has been, Bill Gates has been developing this thing for so many years, or for like over 10 years.
He has been promoting it for over 10 years, man.
Yes. If you go to YouTube, you see his videos 10 years ago, you know, talking about the GMO seeds. And we all know that, you know, I don't know, but I'm not really comfortable with him, you know, even what happened during COVID and what we are hearing now, you know, the things, the shady things.
You know, the question I used to ask myself, Lakeside, is that, wait, what is this thing with this Western world? With everything that is natural. It's like everything natural is, to them, is not normal. This should be unnatural in a way. Sure, you get if they say this thing is natural, we do this naturally. They say, no, you should do it this way. This is the better way. I say, no, that's not our way. It's not natural. They say, no, you have to take it that way, or else you will lose your job, you will lose your businesses, you will lose this, you will lose your
funding.
What is the problem with anything natural? We grow our food naturally. Then they say we have to go with something developed in a lab. And if we don't, go on.
Yeah, I'm not mistaken. They do it here in the US too.
They do.
A lot of farmers.
In the US that have them. Even though they control the plantation in the US. Right?
He has bought most of the lands in the US. A lot of farmlands. He's been buying farmlands. And I heard in the radio, I was yesterday when I was driving, you know, to work, you know, like someone came into the radio talking about, I think, you know, these people they call the Amish people. You know, the Amish people here, you know, they live like in a secluded life. They don't really, you know, most time they ride horses, they have their farms, and they eat their foods.
So they are like a
they eat their what? They eat what they grow. So now these big corporations are forcing them out. They don't want them, like, you know, they'll come up and tell, oh, your cows and your milk is unhygienic. You're not giving them the right, you know, like they
say their cows fatty. They say when cows fat, it's affecting climate change. Baba, this is serious thing. When we say research, they put forward though. So cows, they say cows, the world shouldn't have cows. Do you know that I'm promoting that too? Like we shouldn't. There are some lab developed meats. They're already selling them in shops. Meats.
Yeah,
when be goat meat, when be cow meat.
Yeah,
like lab can raise some like this GMO.
Hey. I mean, it's really bad. And the problem I have with Nigeria now, the big problem I have with Nigeria is, unlike every other place in the planet, when you go to a grocery shop, for example, you know, and you want to buy your veggies, when you come there, you see, if you want to buy, let's say you want to buy a crate of egg, you see the ones that they tell this is organic and that is not organic. You can choose and say, okay, let me just go and buy the organic, which is a little bit more expensive, or you want to buy the one that they pump like with the GMO kind of things. But in Nigeria, you don't have that option. You don't. You just take
everything on you, and you are just on your own.
You just take it. I mean, it's sad, but as I said earlier, there's virtually nothing we can do, and for now, unless if we go by, I don't even believe that what happened in Kenya, that people in Nigeria, and if you notice that thing that happened in Kenya, it looks as if the news, they are suppressing it in the news because it didn't gain traction in our news in Nigeria. It didn't gain traction. They didn't see that riots and everything. No, but they didn't really show it that much in Nigeria. So, I mean, let's I don't know.
That's
but
the system.
Thank you once again for what you do. I mean, like
system, that's what they would do.
Yes.
First out all the news that people could have access to motivate or encourage them to stand up to, right? But we won't give up.
Yeah.
Excited. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much.
God
okay.
You,
all right.
Have a good one. Okay. Now that's a Lakeside there from the US. You too can call in. The number is on the screen. Use it. Also, right, if you have been here all the evening, remember to like the broadcast. That's to show that you are here. If you don't like it, it means you were never here. And that's unfair if you think about it. Here is another caller. Hello.
Hello, hi, Mayago. How are you?
I'm very well, sir. How are you?
Very fine. Yeah, I mean, like the lady that called prior to the other guy that just been speaking, she said something, they actually want Africa without Africans.
Yes.
And the whole process, you understand that is a gang up against Nigeria, is a gang up against the African community. Because most of the GMO that you take, causes cancer. It causes a lot of issues, health issues.
Within. They can make your system to become
so
resistant
many
to antibiotics. Who doesn't need antibiotics to fight bacteria in their system? Imagine
exactly.
You get something that they say you need this antibiotics, but it's not working on you because your entire system, your DNA has become altered. Antibiotics don't work for you. So it's not supposed to just die.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, the issue of people driving people from the farm is planned. That's why the government can't do it. Because once the farmers are driven out, I mean, what is next is for the international corporation to come in and seize the land. It's pre-planned. It's not as if government cannot defeat Boko Haram or all these guys. They can do it. It's very easy to do. I'm very, very honest with you. But it's pre-planned. And, the Western nation actually installed Tinubu for sure. You must understand that. And they cannot install any leader that they can't have influence over. Do you understand? And that is why there's nothing they ask Tinubu to do that he's not going to stand on to. Just confirm that, except the people rise up against the government.
Stop these people.
Shagura has been there for a long time. When Obasanjo came,
since Abacha time.
Yeah, Obasanjo actually deported those guys out after this.
You remember, Abi, all the Shaguris. That's the first time I actually heard about their criminal activities.
Yeah, they were actually
when Obasanjo deported all of them.
Yeah, deported them back because they're actually serving the international community basically.
Yes.
And I mean, so there's a lot of things that I would love to say. Hello?
Baba, I'm with you.
Yes. So there's a lot of things I would love to say because a lot of us don't reside. We don't do anything except the people rise up. Except the people rise up. You see, democracy is just, I mean, I don't even think your vote even counts.
And that's
even within
that
the Western nation,
it
doesn't count. It's not. It's not. It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
When you can't really choose your own leaders.
It's just a facade that we're going to vote. Already they know it's going to be delayed. It's just facade. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much. Okay, for dropping that with us for us.
I'm based in Scotland, actually in Glasgow. I mean, this is the first time I've been getting across to you for a very, very long time.
I know. I'm speaking. Yeah. I'm speaking with you for the first time. You're in Glasgow, did you say?
Yeah, I live in Glasgow. Yes. This is
See
my
something. A lot of people live in this Glasgow. In the last
Yeah.
5 years, especially in the last 10 years, a lot of people have moved to this Glasgow, right? Or some of them are always like, I never knew you live in Glasgow. I was like, I was in my own Glasgow. Come on. So one of these said, maybe I'll run into you too.
I think one of the things I got to know you in Glasgow, I think you actually do a baptismal class for your son in a church, in one Catholic church in Glasgow.
Daughter, yes, 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
your daughter. When I said that, so my age is in Glasgow because we've been in Glasgow for almost 16, 17 years now.
Wow.
And I come to govern often. So
okay, you know something, sir, right? Hopefully, right? Hopefully I will run into you one of these days. Or better still, you will call more. Okay, you'll call often so that
no problem. Thank you so very much. You've been a blessing to every one of us in diaspora and also in Africa. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you for all the support. Okay, it's such a pleasure, talking to you.
All right, thank you.
You have a good one, sir. Yeah, that's a good one. Please, if you know you are living in Glasgow and you are always watching Mayegun, please do me that favor. Okay, this city has become kind of like so small, and it's like everybody just kind of managing their own, just minding your business, right? So 12 years ago, when I got to this city in Glasgow, right, I met a lot of people. And most of the people I met here, they were like older people. Okay, I was friends with older people, and I kind of feel comfortable better with older people. No joke. Okay, when I say older people, I mean like people who are like my egbons who are older than me, like 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, honestly. You could call them those who could give birth to me, but they didn't give birth to me. So yeah, it used to be very fun. You get to know where we're going to have house parties. You get to know where we're going to have, football weekend. We get to know where we're going to have barbecue weekends and all that stuff. All of that stopped when some of my friends started moving out of Glasgow or just got busy with life. And I got busy too. I got busy too. So if you are in Glasgow and you now know that Mayegun actually lives here, right? Please make effort to call in and tell me so that one of